Hi, my name's Phil. I like talking about politics, and in this video I'd like to discuss Jeremy Clarkson's latest philosophical works in which he describes weather forecasts as anti-Tory conspiracy. And people wonder how countries can sometimes elect incredibly thick and destructive governments. It's because we're conditioned to take incredibly stupid ideas seriously for some reason. But first, for daily political commentary, please hit the subscribe button so you stay notified. So, Jeremy Clarkson's been out parading his ignorance against it at the weekend. First of all, claiming he had a pop at the name of the storm. Said, oh, people can't pronounce the name of this particular storm. It's Storm Eowyn. It's one of the main characters in one of the UK's most popular books ever written. In fact, Tolkien constructed the name from two Old English words. You would think that would appeal to his sense of English nationalism, the one he waves around all the time, would you not? But Clarkson, being thick as pudding, probably thinks it sounds a bit foreign. Oh, it sounds a bit Irish to me. So spent some time ridiculing the name of the storm at the same time as claiming that weather warnings have been invented as anti-Tory propaganda. Now, I accept that this line of thinking may not be immediately obvious, right? So it needs some explanation. Jeremy Clarkson is clearly a chess grandmaster level genius, right? So what makes perfect sense to him may sound a bit confusing to us mere mortals. So how does he explain that weather warnings are in actual fact anti-Tory conspiracies? Well, I'm glad you asked. Now, he wrote his words of wisdom in the Sun, but as they insist you pay to read them, which is fair enough, but I draw the line at giving them money, I've had to rely on an account in the Independent, which I've linked below, so it's sort of second-hand. So I accept that I've just read an abridged account of his work of genius in exposing the evils of weather forecasting, but I think I have some of the gist. See, he describes a storm which produced winds of in excess of 100 miles an hour and actually killed a person, and would have killed more but for people heeding the weather warnings, anti-Tory propaganda, and not going outside, right? Now, it is just possible that Jeremy Clarkson, who lives in Oxfordshire, which was not actually subject to the major weather warnings. I mean, the storm hit Ireland pretty badly, parts of Scotland, northwest England, things like that, bits of Wales. Not so much Oxfordshire. So they weren't really subject to major weather warnings. He may just think that the weather where he is the same as it is everywhere in the world at the same time, or at least throughout Britain and Ireland. Because when one side of a co-op blew down in Scotland, I think even the hardy Scots would have accepted it was more than a bit breezy, which is how Clarkson described it. I also think it's a bit disrespectful to those whose houses are badly damaged or those who lose loved ones, to describe it in those terms. Clarkson suggested that weather officers just, instead of talking about them not leaving the house, instead just advise them to put on a jumper for such events in future. Like, that is going to protect you from a tree falling on top of you or your roof caving in. I don't know where he gets his jumpers from, but if they make you immortal, I think I would like one. Not that this explains why he thinks weather warnings are specifically an anti-Tory conspiracy. Is it because people who heed weather warnings don't make unnecessary journeys, like, for example, going to his farm shop and buying his extortionately priced pork pies? Someone was showing me them. He sells a pork pie for 200 quid. Even the small ones like nearly 50 quid. And because he's a Tory, anything which inconveniences him is considered an anti-Tory conspiracy, perhaps. I don't know. This wasn't really made clear to me. But it makes about as much sense as anything else he says. Still, what I would say is this. So if there's a storm brewing, capable of knocking down trees and buildings, and you have a choice of two bits of advice. The first, from professional meteorologists, advising that you should probably not go outside if you want to live to see another dawn. And second, an ignorant gobshite who regularly proves himself wrong, telling you all you need is a jumper. I'd be tempted to listen to the experts. Actually, maybe that's why he thinks weather warnings are an anti-Tory conspiracy. Because they're produced by experts. And the Tories have been saying for a decade now that they want people to stop listening to experts. But there we are. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button and subscribe for further content. If you'd like to support the channel further, you can click the join button for memberships. Thanks for listening, and until next time, I'll see you later.